Hello class, this is Dr. Fenton. In this video, I'd like to show you how to download a company's 10K report from the SEC website into Excel. So first of all, go to SEC.gov, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission, so SEC.gov. This is the home page. Now look for this small little link right up here called Company Filings. So click on it. That takes you to a page where you can search for a company's name. The cursor should be in this box right here where you start typing the company's name. So let's pick one that we all know, Amazon. And there are several companies with the name Amazon in it. This is the one we want here, Amazon.com. Click here. Now when this loads up, what we want is, I think the easiest thing is come over here. We want a 10K. So go ahead and expand this. This shows all the 10Ks and 10Qs that have been published to the SEC website. And find the latest 10K. So here it is. It was one filed February 4th, 2022. All right, now be careful right here. Don't click on this longer link. That doesn't take you to the spot I want you to go. Click on this separate box here. These take you to separate places. So click on the small box called Filing. And again, look for the 10K, not the 10Q. The 10Q is the quarterly report like it says here. The 10K is the annual report. So click on Filing. And you'll see this. Don't click on anything else except over here to the left, all the way over here, small button called Enter Active Data. So let's click it. Now on this page, you see several choices along the left-hand side here. Don't touch any of these yet. There's another small link right here called View Excel Document. So mine's in red right here. Again, very small print, small link. So View Excel Document. Let's click. And then it asks you if you want to open up the Excel file. So let's click OK. And it'll take a couple of seconds to load up Excel. So we'll wait for that to happen. Now it has loaded up, so what we're going to do is first of all expand it out, cover the page, and everything is still on the screen. Let's enable editing right here. What you're going to see is that we have a lot of tabs along the bottom here, and they just keep going and going and going. If you click on this button, you see that you have tab after tab after tab, all kinds of information in the annual report. We only need a couple of these pages. Let's come back to the start and look for what Amazon calls the consolidated statements of operations. Okay. Now this is the income statement. The income statement has various names. We do not want the consolidated statements of comprehensive income. You don't want this one. You want the consolidated statements of operations. Let's click here, bring up this sheet, and there is an income statement. This should look very familiar to you. I know it's very condensed here, but we have net sales, operating expenses, we have other income down here, taxes, finally net income right here. So you're very familiar with that. After net income, they have a variety of things. Now, since this file is so large, let's go ahead and copy what we need out of this page and put it into a new Excel workbook. So I'm going to grab down to, let's go ahead and pick up basic earnings per share. Let's get this, let's copy it, and now let's open up a new Excel file, blank workbook. What I'll do is go down a couple of rows just to have extra rows at the top, and then paste. There it is. That doesn't look like it did before, nice and neat. So let's come down here to this option. The easiest way to do it, I have found, is select this one, Keep Source Column Widths. Click here, and that looks a lot better. Okay. So now we have copied the income statement into this Excel file. And let's name this income statement. Rename. There we go. Okay. And now let's go back to the other one we downloaded, and let's look for the balance sheet. So let's click along here, and oh, here we go, consolidated balance sheets. The balance sheet only gives us 2 years of information, whereas the income statement gave us 3. So let's pick up the whole balance sheet. So let's highlight this, Control C, go back to our new workbook, go to another sheet, and I'm going to go down a couple of rows again, and then paste. Again, this box here, right here, click, and it looks a lot better. Okay, so that's how you copy those statements into another Excel file from the downloaded 10K Excel file. Let's go ahead and rename this sheet. Okay, and that's how you do it. Now, what I'd like to see is, I'd like to see something at the beginning a little bit closer to our income statements we've looked at in the course. We usually don't start with net sales. Well, we can, but sales. But usually we have, cost of goods sold subtracted and then gross profit. So what I would like to do is change this around a little bit. So let's see. Let's add a row here. Insert. And let's put another one in just in case we need it. Insert. Okay. Now you're going to see that these are just raw numbers coming in here. These are not any kind of Excel formulas. We'll have to put our own formulas in. What I'd like to do is copy cost of sales, Control X, click, Control V, paste. There's cost of sales. Now let's come up with our own gross profit. And what we'll do at this point is take here, gross profit, of course, as you know, is equal to net sales minus cost of goods sold. Hit enter. So there's your gross profit. And let's bring this across. And you have gross profit now that you can work with. We don't need this anymore. I'm going to delete that row, but put another one in right here just to make it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit better. So I've separated gross profit out from the others. Now we have our operating expenses. And let's get down to operating income. So let's put insert and separate that out. Interest income, expense, other income, non-operating income and expense. I'm going to go ahead and put one in here. Income before taxes, and then finally I'm going to put one right here and spread those out a little bit, various sections that we have. And so again, I think that looks a lot better. Now to clean this up even more, what I'd like to do is along the net income line, I always like to see at least a top and a double bottom line. So there's the bottom of the income statement. And we're going to, let's see, put a bottom line here. Just to do that. Whoops, it didn't take. Here, here, and here. Bottom border. And you can do it down through here. Anyway, that gets to looking more like an income statement we've seen. The balance sheet is fairly close. You could separate it out. Let's go down to total assets and then drop this down to break the assets from the liabilities. And you could break the liabilities from the stockholders' equity if you wanted to. Drop this down. And then we end up at the bottom here. I'm going to bold this. Total liabilities, stockholders' equity. Just like I'm going to bold total assets, the main categories here. And maybe total stockholders' equity. We can throw in there. So I'd like to just put a label here, total liabilities. And it's trying to add stockholders' equity. Let's just don't use that one. Let's hit enter, total liabilities. Let's put another row in here. We need to enter an Excel formula right here. So this is going to be the sum. Let me get my sum button. And yes, well, no, we need current liabilities and the long-term liabilities. That's the total liabilities. And then bring this over, and there you have it. Okay. Oh, if you want to, you could drop in your double underline at the bottom and single at the top here and here. Same thing. And you could put a couple other lines in here if you want to. Remember though, you have total current assets here. I'm going to go ahead and just show you by putting a row in here. It stops at total current assets, then you have long-term assets, and then total assets. So anyway, I showed you how to download those statements into an Excel file, which we have here, and then now you can start working on this with your projects, for example. All right, so that's it, and as always, good luck with your studies.